Man, it feels so good writing again. Yes. Alright, welcome back guys. Look at us, enjoying nature. Today we're gonna go over resolution and whether or not it matters. You know what? Why don't we go back to the studio? Alright, so we're going to talk about resolution today. Does it even matter? Just so you guys know, the entire intro of this video was shot in 1080. Right now you're seeing 6K, and in a second I'm going to switch over to 4K. Alright, so now you're looking at 4K resolution. I'm shooting this on my Blackmagic Pocket 6K. There's going to be a crop on the 4K, unfortunately. That might be a tip off if you didn't see that already, in terms of whether or not the resolution matters. Still, 4K looks pretty darn good. I like it a lot. To me, 4K is good enough. 4K is what I prefer. It's definitely what I prefer. 1080 I'll shoot in if I'm really just trying to like crunch down on file sizes, but otherwise if I have 4K, I kind of want to shoot 4K. My girlfriend, she's from Europe, she's Serbian. Over there they drink a lot of like seltzer water, and I've been getting really into it. Right now I found out about this company called Bubbly. Fantastic. Does resolution matter? And I feel like a lot of people would argue, no. Resolution does not matter. However, for me, sometimes you can compose the shot, you can make sure that the story is great. But don't you want to produce that story at its highest quality that you can, that you have available to you? If you have a camera that shoots 4K and this is your passion project, wouldn't you want to see that in the highest quality resolution? So that way when you produce it and show it to other people, it's looking sharp, it's looking clean. I would. Shooting in 6K, it's just like once you've done it, it's really hard to step away. And over the past few videos, I've actually been shooting my videos in either 4K or 1080. I believe the last video was all 1080, actually, if you think about it. I'll tell you what, 1080 looks really good depending on the camera that you have. For instance, I have the EOS R, fantastic camera. So yeah, this is a fantastic photo camera, but it also does 1080 really, really well. Does it do 4K? For sure. It's a cropped 4K, much like here on the Pocket 6K, and it's got pretty much a similar crop, to be honest with you. The 4K codec on the EOS R is not the same compared to the Blackmagic Pocket 6K. And that's what's really interesting is that, and I'm going to pull up a clip to show you like a 4K shot on the EOS R and then a shot from the Blackmagic, just to show you some differences and how like 4K looks different on different cameras. It may still look sharp, but sometimes it's all about the data within the codec. If you have a less beefier codec, then your 4K will still be 4K, but it may not be a clean 4K. Whereas with another camera, which is supposed to do 4K really, really well, because its codec size is so much bigger and so much more, I guess you could say, advanced, then it would look a lot more cleaner. That would look like the 4K that we all know and recognize. 720p, HD, the days of HD. I don't know if you guys remember that. Honestly, again, depending on the camera, HD still looks really, really good. Another prime example, it does 720p at 120 frames per second, and it looks pretty decent. Like, I've used it a few times on the channel. If you're a long-time subscriber of this channel, which if you are, thank you, keep it going. You'll know that some of my videos I shot in 120 frames per second, however, in 720p. The highest resolution I've shot in at 120 frames per second was on this camera, and that was in 2.7K. You know, at the end of the day, resolution doesn't matter. Sometimes it does matter if that's what your camera's limitations are in terms of, I can only shoot 120 frames per second at 720p, then it matters, right? Then it's like, well, this is all that you have, this is all that you can do to utilize this function that your camera has to the best of its abilities. Just make sure that whatever camera you decide to use, it works for you. I feel like a lot of the time people stop themselves from making things because they feel that what they have isn't good enough. It isn't what's going to make them stand out. And I think at the end of the day, what makes them stand out is them. Not so much the camera, not the lights, not the audio gear, not the monitors, not the backdrops, you know, none of that matters at the end of the day. What matters is what's in the frame in terms of if it's a person, the subject, and the story that they're here to tell. I hope that you guys are here for my story. I hope that you've enjoyed things that I've been teaching you guys, talking through with you guys over the past few months now. I've actually been uploading videos for 5 months straight, and it's been really fun. And I want to keep continuing to do this, so if you guys like what you've watched here today, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Really would help me out. Keeps me coming back every week. I would love to see some new faces. Honestly, I want to see what you guys bring. Comment below. I want to see your channel so that way I can go to your channel and see what you guys are up to, see what you're making. Hit the like button on this video too, so that way YouTube can push it out to others out there. That's all I have today, guys. Like I said, 6K, 4K, 1080, 720, it doesn't matter. At least to me, it doesn't matter. Don't let the limitations of your gear limit you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.